Hi everyone, this is Dr. Chhoda with Ignition Time and welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for being a viewer and a subscriber. If you're not a subscriber yet of our channel, the name of our channel is Ignition Time. We talk about matters that are important to the country, matters that are important to the economy, and by extension, matters that are important to your money. The goal of the Ignition Time channel is to help you understand how the system works. I do believe that the system is fundamentally rigged, and I will teach you how to achieve financial freedom, how to understand the system, and how to make it work in your favor so that you can achieve the American dream. If you don't know anything about me, my name is Dr. Chhoda. Check out my video. You'll learn more about who I am, what my journey has been like, and why you should listen to me. I've had the fortune, the honor, the privilege of living the American dream. Now, the American dream is essentially under assault because of what's happened as a direct result of the pandemic. Individuals in travel, entertainment, leisure, and hospitality have lost their jobs forever. For officials, for our elected officials, for House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, for the Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, and for President Trump, this is a matter of playing games. They're playing a game of chess. You'll see this chessboard on your screen. It's almost like they're playing a game of chess and they keep moving the pieces back and forth, whereas lives are at stake. Our fellow Americans are struggling to put food on the table, struggling to keep the lights on, struggling to pay rent. And these politicians right here are playing a game of chess where they keep moving the pieces, where they keep moving their desire, where they keep moving their ask, if you will, where they keep moving their political and their legislative priorities. I mean, at one point they were arguing about the top line number. Now they seem to have agreed on the top line number, which is $900 billion, but they're arguing about stimulus checks versus unemployment benefits. It's absolutely ridiculous. In fact, important economists agree with this, and I would go so far as to say the country is the most divided I've ever seen it in the time that I've been here in the United States. I moved to the United States in 2002, and I'm not the only one who says this. Jim Cramer also said this, Jim Cramer from CNBC, and he said, and I quote, "This is the most I've seen the country divided. It's not very American." Pretty incredible that Jim Cramer would say that. But first, let's take a look at some important comments from Mark Zandi, who's an economist. In fact, he's a chief economist at Moody's Analytics, and he shares his outlook for the economy, what's likely to happen if there's going to be no stimulus. And he was actually talking with Fox Business earlier today. Let's take a look at some important comments from this economist. And keep in mind, these economists look at numbers all day. Their job involves looking at numbers, looking at trends, making predictions, trying to understand the financial aspect of all this. They don't deal with the political, the philosophical, they don't deal with the partisanship, they don't deal with the games, they just look at the numbers. And what Mark Zandi said was, it's going to be a very tough 3 to 4 months. The next quarter is something that he is quite concerned about, but by this time next year, he expects that we should be in a much better place. But he does say that stimulus is important right now. Let's take a look at Mark Zandi's projections over the next 3 to 4 months, why he's so concerned and where he feels we'll be a year from now. Keep in mind, the next 3 to 4 months are very important for us. It's about trying to get through the next 3 to 4 months. Forget about where we'll be a year from now. Let's roll the tape and see what Mark Zandi, chief economist at Moody's Analytics, had to say. Let's watch.
Joining me right now is Moody's Analytics chief economist Mark Zandi. Mark, great to see you this morning. Thanks very much for joining us. What's your take on what the fourth quarter looks like in terms of economic growth and 2021 in the face of all of this?
Well, Q4 should be 3-4% GDP, but that kind of belies, Maria, slowing in growth. You can see that in the jobs data. November job number was a small increase in. Given the intensification of the virus here, I suspect we might see some job loss. So Q1 will be very soft, may even be a negative number. But hopefully Secretary Azar has got it right, and we get that vaccine out there quickly. And it sounds like if everything sticks to his script, we should be in a much better place by the summer, and the second half of 21 should be a lot better. So, you know, it's going to be a tough 3-4 months, I think, for the economy. But by this time next year, we should be in a much better place if everything kind of hangs together.
Mark, you just said 3 to 4% growth in the fourth quarter. What do you make of the Atlanta Federal Reserve with a growth expectation for the fourth quarter of 11.1%?
Yeah, that's a forecast based on data that goes through mostly the month of October. The data we've been getting so far in November is a lot softer than that. You saw the jobs number, you saw yesterday's unemployment insurance claims, car sales fell in November, consumer sentiment is rolled over, it's a lot softer. So, we came into the quarter strong. We're going to leave the quarter very weak. And I suspect if we don't get any more support from lawmakers in Washington, it's going to be a very difficult start to the year. There's a lot of programs that are expiring at year end. There's going to be rental evictions, unemployment insurance expires, tax credits for businesses to retain workers all goes away. You're going to see student loan borrowers having to repay again very quickly. So, the early part of next year is going to be tough. So Q4 is okay. Came in good. Leaving week. Q1 is what I'm worried about.
In the second segment, Zandy talked about the fact that more lockdowns are happening, more shutdowns are happening. The economy is going to go through another phase of turmoil, another phase of shutdowns. And he said that the $900 billion package is a minimum that we need to avoid a potential recession next year. Pretty strong comments from the economist. And this just tells you how important this $900 billion stimulus is, because a lot of us are suffering. I don't think we can take another punch like what we've taken as a country, as an economy, and as a people. Let's see what Zandy had to say.
Yeah, I mean, Mitch McConnell is urging lawmakers to drop the aid for state and local governments, and also, if they don't want to agree to the liability protection, then just do a smaller aid package. As we see coronavirus cases rising across the globe. Yesterday, we heard from the European Central Bank, Christine Lagarde, warning of a major contraction from a second wave in the fourth quarter. The EU also warned that no trade deal is likely to come out of the recent trade talks. Mark, work into your expectations what's going on across the world. Europe is clearly in a slow spot, and you just said a moment ago we are going to have a tough couple of months. Is that because of what you're expecting to be more lockdowns on this economy?
Yeah, that's happening already, Maria. I think the surge in the virus and the hospitalization is causing local officials to pull back. People are nervous, and they're pulling back just on their own. So we need lawmakers to step up. I wish we could get that $900 billion package. I mean, I think that's the minimum we need.
And now let's take a look at a comment from Jim Cramer from CNBC. He said again, and I quote, "This is the most I've seen the country divided. It's not very American." I mean, again, it's unbelievable that both sides continue to argue stimulus is important. I've always said this on our channel, and I will always believe this. I believe help should be provided to those who need it the most. Right now, there are some of us who need help, who are desperate, who are in dire straits, and there are others who simply don't need any help, and they're doing just fine. Let's see what Jim Cramer from CNBC had to say. Let's roll the tape.
Carl, there are a lot of people who are talking about stocks now like you haven't seen, whether they be wealthy, whether they be youthful, and then there are a lot of people who don't have jobs, and they're not talking about stocks. So there is it's that so-called K recovery. There's guys getting down.
Yeah,
guys
no,
going
it's,
up.
just yesterday, Jim, we had U.S. household net worth hit a record for 3Q.
Right.
And on the same day, Washington Post does a story about a wave of shoplifting at America's retailers, largely families coming in to steal goods that are related to children and babies amid the hunger crisis in this country. It's remarkable.
It's a little bit like 1917 Russia.
Okay. That's an interesting comparison.
Well, I mean, it was very easy for my great-great-uncle.
Yes, we know who he was.
I mean, I'm looking for, this is the most I've ever seen the country divided. Whether it be the person who works rank and file versus the CEO, who usually is paid 40 times. I mean, look, I think that, I'm not saying
400 times. 400
right,
times.
400 times. Yeah. But I'm not saying that, come the revolution to the Finland station and Lenin's got a real rap going what is to be done. I'm just saying, Carl, that the divisions in the country are horrible. And it's not America. It's not very American. It's not what we've been like. I mean, go back to the Reagan era. There really wasn't that big a difference between the rich and the not so rich. And now we've got a situation where I think that it is ripe for Democrats to really, if they didn't have the Senate, if they get the Senate, to really kind of change the distribution of wealth. How about that? That's the faded term that Senator Warren discusses. Redistribution of wealth is something that I think a lot of wealthy people fear. And I'm not going to say they shouldn't. Not with this.
That's it, everybody. Let me know what you thought of Zandy's and Jim Cramer's comments in the comment section below. Also, you'll find a link to the entire interviews, the entire comments in the description section below. I believe that more stimulus is needed. Next week is a very, very, very crucial week. Let's hope that all the drama, all the games, all these chess games that seem to keep going on. And by the way, this entire week, if you look at this chessboard here, this entire week has been a game of chess. People keep moving the pieces. The Senate Majority Leader came up with a bare bones proposal, then backed the proposal by the White House. The White House all of a sudden decided they wanted to do stimulus checks instead of unemployment benefits. And House Speaker Nancy Pelosi said, hey, we'll do the $908 billion package as a starter package so she can essentially protect her own political position about backing away from the larger package. A game of chess where the chess pieces keep moving while our fellow Americans, the most vulnerable amongst us, are stuck as unwilling pawns in a game where others are making the moves. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. That's it, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Dr. Nitin Chhoda with Ignition Time. If you don't know anything about me, please check out my video. You'll learn more about who I am, what my journey has been like, and why you should listen to me. What is the Ignition Time channel? The Ignition Time channel is important news, important information, important strategies, important tactics to help you understand the way the country works, the way the economy works, how the system works, and how to take advantage of the system and grow your money. I believe the system is rigged, and you need to understand how the system works if you have to work the system and grow and be successful. That's how I was able to live and achieve my American dream. I want to help you live your American dream. We release videos at 2 p.m. East Coast time most days of the week. Please get your cell phone out, send a text message with the word ignition or with the word time to 70,000, that's 70000, and you'll get added to SMS alerts list. You can opt out of the SMS alerts at any time. You'll get important news, you'll get breaking news, and you'll get important announcements from us if we ever release any programs. You can opt out of the SMS alerts at any point in time. You can also get added to our email list. Simply go to ignitiontime.com/alerts. That's ignitiontime.com/alerts. You'll get added to our email list. If you want, you can also get added to our Instagram followers list, and you can follow us on Instagram. We release exclusive news and content specifically on Instagram. Our Instagram handle is ignition_time, so make sure you follow us on Instagram. You can also, if you want, follow us on Twitter. Our Twitter handle is also ignition_time. That's ignition_time, so make sure you follow us on Twitter. We would really appreciate having you with us as part of our growing Twitter community. Sometimes YouTube does not always send out notifications on time, so all you have to do is simply bookmark youtube.com/ignition time. That's youtube.com/ignition time, and then you'll be able to visit the homepage of our channel and check out our videos at any point in time that you want. Also, if you learned something new from this video, please consider clicking the like button, please subscribe, and please enable notifications. I would really appreciate that. Also, remember, we always include links to all of our resources always in the description section, so you can check out our resources for yourself. And also, please comment below. Join our growing community. You'll make new friends. The thing I'm most proud about as far as our community is concerned, it's a growing community, it's bipartisan, it's respectful, it's highly intelligent. So become a part of our growing community. Also, please share this video with friends and family. That would mean a lot to me. Thank you so much for watching. I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next episode of Ignition Time. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.